You look up at the night sky. The moon is no longer a dusty rock. It is a sphere of roaring magma. Every few hours, a massive volcanic plume erupts. Molten rock is launched directly at Earth. It looks quite festive and bright. Gravity takes over. The lava doesn't just float, it accelerates. Most of the material fails to reach Earth. It forms a shimmering ring of fire around the planet. The night sky is now a permanent glowing orange. Astronomers are annoyed. The stars are gone. Only the screams of the panicked population remain. The moon has effectively become a giant celestial lava lamp. A very dangerous, very hot lava lamp. Some lava actually makes it. A glob of molten basalt the size of Manhattan hits the atmosphere. Air can't move fast enough. The compression creates a shockwave of extreme heat. The atmosphere turns into a furnace. Forests ignite instantly. Oceans begin to steam. Massive columns of water flash into vapor. This creates a global greenhouse effect on steroids. Carbon dioxide floods the air. The temperature spikes. Ice caps vanish in an afternoon. Most coastal cities are now boiling pots of salt water. The physics of heat transfer are very efficient here. Thermal energy moves from the molten rock to the air and then to everything else. It is a very thorough heating process. A few people try to enjoy the view. They build observation decks. The heat melts the concrete. The glass liquefies. Everyone involved becomes part of the landscape. At least the heating bills for the winter are now zero. It is a small victory for the economy. The moon is losing mass. Every eruption throws tons of rock into space. This alters the gravitational balance. The orbital path begins to wobble. The tides on Earth go insane. Water doesn't just rise, it surges in unpredictable walls of sludge and lava. The moon's core is an active furnace. This heat isn't just magma. It is radioactive decay on a planetary scale. The moon is effectively a small, leaking star. Gamma radiation starts leaking through the thin volcanic crust. This radiation strips the ozone layer. Solar winds now hit the surface directly. The air is getting thinner. The oxygen is burning away. The planet is becoming a scorched pebble. Everything that isn't molten is slowly turning into charcoal. The ecosystem is now just a collection of very hot rocks and very dead things. The gravitational tug of war intensifies. Earth's rotation slows down. Days now last for weeks. One side of the planet bakes in eternal sunlight. The other side freezes in a dark, volcanic winter. The moon's eruptions become more frequent. The crust is failing. The moon isn't just erupting, it is disintegrating. Huge chunks of magma are torn away by tidal forces. These chunks create a debris disk. Earth is now orbiting inside a cloud of molten glass and iron. The friction of the atmosphere against this dust creates a planetary glow. The sky is no longer blue. It is a searing incandescent white. Every breath is like inhaling a blowtorch. Lungs are vaporized instantly. The surface temperature reaches several thousand degrees. The Earth's own crust begins to soften. Tectonic plates slide around like butter on a hot pan. Massive earthquakes happen every second. The planet is basically a liquid ball of magma. It is a very chaotic time. The debris disk collapses. The moon's remains fall back toward Earth. It is not a gentle return, it is a relativistic rain of fire. The impact energy is staggering. Each chunk hits with the force of 1 billion nuclear bombs. The Earth's crust is stripped away entirely. The mantle is exposed. Now we have two molten spheres dancing in the void. They begin to merge. This is called a collision. The resulting heat turns both bodies into a single, glowing blob of plasma. The planet is no longer a sphere. It is a spinning, incandescent pancake of liquid iron and silicate. The solar system now has a very bright, very temporary new star. This star is made of the ruins of a civilization that once wondered if the moon was made of cheese. The irony is lost on the atoms. They are too busy vibrating at extreme frequencies. Everything is just heat. Everything is just light. The vacuum of space is the only thing keeping the plasma from expanding further. It is a magnificent display of thermodynamic waste. The entire region of space is now an oven. Eventually, the plasma cools. It hardens into a jagged, lifeless rock, a cold, dead monument to a very bad Tuesday. This new planet has no atmosphere, no water, no stickmen. It is just a silent gray stone drifting in the dark. The scientific conclusion is simple. Volcanic moons are bad for real estate. The property values have plummeted to zero. It is a catastrophic market crash. No one is left to file for bankruptcy. The universe is indifferent to the loss of equity. The new rock drifts. It is boring. It does not erupt. It just exists. Space is very empty and very quiet. The moon is finally at peace. The Earth is also at peace, mostly because it is now a frozen, airless lump of basalt. What happens if you eat a black hole? Find out next time. Subscribe to the What If Club or don't. You are probably a cloud of plasma anyway.